What's up, everyone? Eli here, Internet's second tiredest music teacher. Today, coming at you with a request from comment on one of my previous videos. The track is called Djennaration, even though if you pronounce it like you would for the style of music, because it's spelled D-J-E-N, like gent, so the track would kind of be Generation. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Maybe I'll get some more context when I listen to it. Anyway, Djennaration or Generation band is called Liturgy, and admittedly, I don't know if I've actually ever even heard of Liturgy, so this will be a good first-time reaction. Definitely haven't heard the track before, so I'm excited. It's about 8.5 minutes, but it'll be good. So with that, let's check it out. Right off the start, I don't know. This is interesting. It's almost like symphonic metal, but it also almost, I don't know, it's getting like big band kind of impression. And I don't know. I have a feeling this is going to be really proggy, though. The only thing I don't know if I totally like is the sound of the MIDI instruments. So we'll see. We'll see what we get coming off of that. Going into it so far, there was this beeping that was happening during the second part of the intro, and it felt like it was like this is obviously like a really raw kind of track and band, which is super cool. But the beeping but the beeping it felt like it was a little out of time in a few spots, and then right in its last 3 or 4 beeps, it definitely felt out of time, and like that's super cool to hear it like that, because it draws you in a lot more than you would expect, and kind of sets the stage for what's coming up next. And then vocally, not what I was expecting at all. I don't know what I was expecting, but this feels like old school black metal kind of vibes. But the instrumentation with some of it is just it's so different. I don't know. I'm fascinated by this, to be totally honest. And then it's got some unique instrumentation that it also almost feels like folk metal. Like it's got that, I don't know. It's not rustic, not ancient, but I can't think of the word for it. Anyway, let's keep going. Anyway, let's talk about that. Wow. Coming off that was something. That was an adventure. That was fascinating. First thing I have to say is that drummer, and I'm going to assume it's an actual drummer, not a drum machine. That's my hope. But that drummer has got to be exhausted after that track. 8.5 minutes and just going to town the entire time. Also, the bass drum, the kick, the sound on that, the timbre, like you've got that like softer drum head and maybe a little bit more of a felted end to the pedal. And I don't know, it's just such a, almost like a thud sound. I love that so much. That's such a great sound to have there. And it really adds to kind of like this raw feeling on the track. And it's just, this is fascinating. There were so many different like style changes in there. And especially around the 6-minute mark, maybe 5:50 going into 6 minutes, I realized that the style had changed again, but it had been so seamless that I wasn't even aware of it. And not having much of a background with this band, having zero background with this band except for this song, this is fascinating. And this is so cool. I cannot fathom what it's like trying to play this kind of thing live and just have everything so deeply ingrained. I mean, I know what the process is, being a professional musician, knowing how you go through memorizing things and learning all that, but it just blows my mind. And then one thing I was noticing in the last minute and a half or so, what I thought was like orchestral MIDI strings may have actually just been guitar, because the tone that they were getting along with the tremolo picking that they're doing on that just like consistent, like kind of going through, it really kind of smooths out. So whatever effects they're running through or whatever they did in post mixing made it really pretty ambiguous, which is fascinating, because then you're stuck forced, like really trying to hone in what exactly are you hearing and how is that layering in, how is that adding to the overall track. So I guess it leaves you in like that kind of mysterious place of not being 100% sure, and that's still where I'm at. So I think that's fascinating. And then with some of the production with like where it sounded almost like hip hop with a few of those little transitions, I don't know, man, that's just so out of left field, but it fits so well into this, and it still feels very, very raw. I don't know, this whole track is just an enigma to me, and I'm gonna listen to this again 100% later today, because I gotta get a couple repetitions through to really start digesting this one. But this was an absolute awesome suggestion, and I am so glad this one came in, because man, haven't had something quite that unique in quite a while. So I appreciate that one. Yeah. Well, anyway, if you like this kind of content, and or if you want to submit a request, definitely hit that thumbs up button. Leave a comment down below. If you have anything else that's like crazy proggy like this kind of thing, then definitely do that. I'm so down for that. And then if you haven't subscribed yet, definitely consider. And lastly, oh yeah, Internet's second tiredest music teacher. This is Elon